American airline crash investigation company. Now, well done on that side of the hall, but there was a notable silence on that side, so let's try it one more time. Good evening, friends! Good evening, everyone! Hey, good evening and welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists. Hello, Louise. Good evening and welcome, one and all, to this, your Thursday night of spirituality, of upliftment, of love, of unity, and a wide welcome to one and all. Both here, live, in the village hall at Littleport, but also everyone at home watching us instead of EastEnders. I know I keep saying it, but I'm proud of that fact, that you chose us over EastEnders. And also to anyone who's watching later in the day or the week, because they decided to watch EastEnders instead. You're always welcome here in this sanctuary of light, of love, and when the heating's on, of warmth, where we can come together and witness the truth and the proof that life is indeed eternal. Friends, each week we have a new and different medium serve us from this very platform. And tonight we have a returning friend who just happens to be 65 today. Give a big Littleport welcome to Sandra Shelley!
Thank you.
And of course, as it's a special day, we all know we like to sing really. After three, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandra. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Thank you very much. Very much. Thank you.
Well, you can tell what kind of night it's going to be. But friends, first and foremost, and as always, as a group that comes together in the name of the Great Spirit, we always start by opening in prayer. Let's join together and say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to unite under your banner of love and hope and friendship, to witness your truth, the world of the hereafter, where all those that we thought we had loved and lost are not lost, merely waiting and watching for us to listen, to hear their subtle guidance and their memories to say, we are here. As I place this service in your care and keeping, I make the statement as ever, that everything we do will be in the name of love, in the name of truth, and in the name of light. Amen.
Amen.
When you've been doing the address for a few weeks, as I have, people get used to how you're going to start it. So sometimes like to shake things up a little bit. It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away. Oh, Ronan, if only you knew. Everything that we do in life is about words. The words that have meaning. Or is it the meaning behind the words? If I were to say to you all, spider, there might be a few that would cringe and say, oh, I don't like spider. But if I were to do this, spider, it would incur a different reaction. Because it's a combination of both. The words and the meaning behind them. The actions and deeds that lead to those words. All combined to matter the most. When we reformed last week, we came together under an independent ministry, and in order to help understand what spiritualism is, we reforged the principles into the creed and took the laws that were given that created spiritualist principles and reworded them to make them a little bit more modern and understanding, because let's face it, everyone switches off as soon as I start saying, thou dost not, deemest not, because they will. But a little bit of modern English always helps. So we did this. Now, a few days ago, I think it was 2 or 3, there was a question posed on Tinterweb, and it's the oldest question in spiritualism that really, really does tie in with the phrase, what is spiritualism? The question was this, and it was actually posed as an open question for anyone to answer by our good friend Lester Rosen, who was here a few weeks ago. And he just basically wanted to know what people thought. Is spiritualism a religion, or is it a belief? And invariably, as always, it's a religion, it's a belief. A religion is a belief. Well, for me, it's a way of life. For me, it's a path of life. That has been the response to that question for as long as I've been a spiritualist. So I don't aim to answer that question, because I never aim to answer questions. Because the point is, when you answer a question, you end up with about 30 more that tie in with it. But I believe, importantly, that understanding is important and necessary in order for people to make up their own minds. And that is the wonderful thing about spiritualism, because it is open enough to be, in the words that I put in my answer, it is exactly what it needs to be to the individual. You see, we talk about words and meaning. Here's one: religion. You throw that into the mix, you're in trouble. Trust me, walking around dressed like this, you invariably get that one thrown at you. But is religion the problem? Or the meaning behind that word that has been forced upon that word? Is that the real problem? A religion is just a coming together of people who believe the same thing. Is that a bad thing? It's when people enforce a great many things upon you and say you should not do this and should not do that, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it becomes dogmatic. For instance, not more than 2 hours after Thursday night, when I'd said that we were using the word creed. Why are you using creed? And it was a good question. Everybody knows who knows me well enough. If someone asks me a question, I'm more than happy to answer it in droves. You'll probably be bored sick by the time I finished explaining, but there you go. At least I can say that I've shared my truth. And that's the important phrase. I've shared my truth. You see, when Emma Hardinge Britten first was given the information by Spirit that we discussed last week, the laws and the rights, they were the basis of what would become the 7 principles. But she called them her creed. Because frankly, a creed literally means a set of beliefs or principles. But we as humans and our experiences and those who seek to control and be authoritative have made those words dirty and dogmatic. It doesn't matter, really, but it's important to know that words have meaning and importance. And any word or meaning can be applied to any situation if you take the detail out. Now, I'm going to read you what I said about spiritualism, and we'll see what you think. I have always felt that it is exactly what it needs to be to the individual. For those who have a problem with Orthodox religion, it is loose enough and open enough to be a belief or a way of life. For those that require religion in life, by definition of having a creator being in any shape or form, it's a religion. But, and this is the point of tonight, over the years I have learned that words, names, and labels are all simply semantics. Spiritualism is exactly what it needs to be in the hearts of those who follow it. But there is importance in accepting that spiritualism, as it has been defined since the 1870s, has an agreed set of principles, or as she called it, her creed. Then it is not all things to all people, but it can be exactly what you need to all people, because each of those principles laid out, based on the teachings of Spirit, are open and wide enough. Which is another reason why we reintroduced the laws, because number 10 was beautiful. It said, no matter what you do, so long as you follow unconditional love, everything else, by definition, follows suit. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter whether you go out spreading forth the word. It doesn't matter whether you stand up here on a Thursday night and spout loads of words. It doesn't matter whether you are absolutely entwined into the communion of Spirit and the ministry of angels. If you share love, if you share compassion, and if you live your life by that, everything else sits in place. And that truly is all that matters. Because we define the meaning behind the words. 20 years ago, there was no such word as ladette. But then it got used so much, it got put in the dictionary. Because it's malleable, the English language. We make new words, we put them in, we make use of them. A few years ago, you'd never hear anybody use the word criminality. Then one politician used it. Then the press picked up on it. Then other politicians picked up on it, and the press picked up on it even more. And you couldn't watch a news report without hearing the damn thing 20,000 times. We pick up on things, we make use of them. But it's the meaning and the action and the deed that counts, which is why unconditional love is the most important thing. Because it's not the word, it's the meaning and the action and the deed that counts. And how do I know that words and meanings Semantics? Because you can take beautifully well-written words, remove the details of the moment, and they become absolutely brilliant and pertinent for the moment, for the yesterday, for the tomorrow. Take, for example, Abraham Lincoln. His second, I believe, State of the Union address. It was about very specific things. But if you take out the specifics and use the meaning and the compassion of the words that he gave, you get something that will apply to yesterday, to today, and all of our tomorrows. We can only succeed by concert. It is not, can any of us imagine better, but can we all do better? The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. We will be remembered in spite of ourselves. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honour or dishonour to the last generation. We shall nobly save or meanly lose the last best hope of earth. What wonderful words and what great meaning. It was those words that were spoken before the Emancipation Proclamation and before slaves were made free. We are all slaves to our moments. We're all slaves to our past. We're all slaves to the experiences we have. But if we can nobly save rather than meanly lose, if we can rise to the occasion of the fiery trials through which we pass every single day with love, with compassion, and a little bit of help from some friends upstairs, we will be all right. Everything will be fine. Because words become irrelevant and actions and deeds matter most. And that really is our last, best, and only hope. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you all. I shall have a quick sup, if you don't mind. And for anyone who's concerned, that's my phone, so I'm the silly Billy, don't worry. I'll sort it out in a minute. But checking. First of all, we have to find out what Spirit have to say on the matter, because we always test the spirits. And no, I don't mean vodka and gin. But that looks rather like a nice elderflower and strawberry gin to me. Yeah. Doesn't it, Mother? Let's say those magic words that summon a being across the ether. Reverend Allen, are you there?
I am here. Good evening, everybody at Littleport. Everybody watching. Have a terrific evening. Tonight's reading is called The Man in the Glass. It's by Dale Wimbrough. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or your mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he is with you clear to the end, and you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test, if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the world down the pathway of years, and get pats on the back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. Thank you.
Woo, superb again, Reverend Alan. Thank you so much. And it's nice to see you, even if you are all the way up north there. And you know, to just draw parallels, it's exactly what it needs to be to the individual. And you know, I just absolutely love how Spirit do that. You know, me and Alan don't sit and plot and plan, because as anyone knows what I've been up to today, I haven't even had chance to get changed properly and tuck myself in properly, let alone ring Alan and ask him what his reading is. But the way Spirit can organise me and Alan to be on the same page each and every week is marvellous. And it's always a pleasure to hear what you and your friends have to bring to the floor. And we thank you for that, Alan.
You're welcome.
God bless you, my friend, and we'll see you a bit later on, yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Alan! I love the way they do that. And do you know what else I love what they do? They love to give healing, because that is the expression, the action and deed behind unconditional love. And it's really simple to do. Even if you've never sat in a spiritualist church before, you can send out healing just by simply asking for that healing for someone else, for yourself, for all the world if you want to. Why go for the small options when you can go for the really big ones, eh? But sending out that love unconditionally is one of the greatest gifts and blessings that mediumship has to offer. And all we do is ask and imagine and picture the names and the faces of the people that we know needing healing. And we here choose to do it by starting with the healing prayer that's been handed down from church to church to church to church to church, and listen to a little bit of nice music, and everyone at home gets to watch some candles rather than my ugly mug. And we end with the word Amen. Simple, really. But as simple an action as it is, it's still one of the most powerful things.
You put Courtney and Chelsea.
And could you also consider Courtney and Chelsea in your healing, please? So let's join together and send out that love. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. This we ask for those we know, for those we do not know, and for those who have no one to ask for them, we ask for them now. Amen.
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 Friends, now we've come to the second reason why I chose to become a spiritualist. The first one was the openness and the ability to see and perceive the Great Spirit, the universe, in any way I felt comfortable. The second was mediumship, the ability to prove that that life is eternal, that that world just beyond the veil is very much there and real. And as I said, each week we have a different medium come in order to demonstrate that truth. And this week, we're going to ask Sandra in a moment. So should she come to you, please answer in a clear voice, yes, no, or don't know, because we're nosy. And also so everyone can see that proof for themselves if they don't get a message. And of course, send your love and your kindness to Sandra throughout the evening. So now I say another set of magic words. Friends, I give you Sandra Shelley.
Thank you.
And I will hoof that round there.
Well, yes, I'm going to be holding the mic, and I'll try not to pull it out of the socket, because I thought it might be a little bit easier for everybody, especially those at home, to be able to hear what I'm saying instead of what's my back's trying to tell you. Thank you very much for my birthday wishes. I've had a lovely day, and I don't feel 65, I must admit. I feel like I'm 40 and I'm dancing in the street, but I won't be doing that just yet for you. All right, no. Okay. Okay, who have we got, Eric? Eric is my guide, and he actually brought a young girl to me last night, and it wasn't in a pleasant way. I know this young girl, she had an accident on her passing, but I did ask him to look after her until we came this evening. And as I'm looking around, I actually want to go to you, sir. Can I come to you? Is that okay? Thank you. I would put her as around about 10, 12 years old. And it was a young girl, and she had the misfortune of an idiot in a car. Can you take that, please? You can't. Okay. We'll hold on to it for a moment. But I'm not going to take it away. This is definitely for you. Okay. What I'm getting is that it was a very quick passing. The young lady didn't suffer, but it sent shockwaves through the community as opposed to somebody directly within your family. So I want to put her as a friend of the family. The little girl was the child of a friend of the family. Okay. They're telling me that the reason why they're bringing it up is because they want you to be a little bit more careful in your outlook within your life at the moment, because at the moment you feel like you're being run down by a car every 5 minutes. Can you take that, please? Yeah. Thank you very much. They have funny ways of giving you the symbols as a symbolic way of telling people what it is that they want you to know. But and when I got that vision this last night, I thought, I don't want that. But it's very, very important. It was to specifically to tell you to be very, very vigilant, especially where there is a young girl in your life at the moment who is causing just a little bit too much of a hassle.
Yes and no,
yeah. Patience. They're just telling me, please be patient. Okay. I have a gentleman that's coming forward at the moment. He's on this side, so I want to say he's your father's side. I don't want to go any higher than father, actually, so I would say he's either your father or someone who is very much a father figure for you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. He's coming in with a pint in his hand, and he's saying, it's about time we had that drink. Now, obviously, you can't have that drink with him, although he can with you, you know, but he's saying that you need to be, please get more out there, be able to go out and be able to have the confidence that you used to have. There's nothing wrong with feeling how you're feeling, but go to the right people, okay, to get your help. Stop listening to those voices and stop listening to those that turn around to you and keep saying, get over it, okay? Moving forward. There's a job opportunity for you. And I want to take 3. I'm being told 3. Between now and 3 months, in 3 months' time, you'll have a job opportunity coming your way in an area that you wouldn't even think of going in. And normally you would say, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. But you say that a lot anyway. I can't do that. I can't do that. You can. There's no such word. My father used to say, no such word as can't. It's cannot. But there's still no such thing as cannot, because you can. What's the worst that can happen? Exactly. I'm getting that from the gentleman. What's the worst that can happen? Give it a go. You might even find you'll enjoy it. I've got dogs with you. There's a dog around you. Okay, passed. It's a dog that's passed. Okay, comes and sits around you an awful lot. And you often feel a presence around you as well. Yeah, and that presence is to give you healing, especially when you're feeling a bit lower than normal. Okay, singing. I'm getting singing. Why have you stopped? Why have you stopped singing? Is what I'm getting. Yeah. I just want to get up and start singing. Okay, bring it back. Bring it back. Even if you're just sitting there in the bathroom and you're singing away, your own voice within you will make you feel better. It's time to bring that back. Okay. I'm going back to this little girl. Okay. She's actually, I've got her with long blonde hair, and she used to wear this lovely pink dress, especially for parties. And she was saying that she wants to come around you and dance when you sing, because she used to hear you singing. Okay. Okay, just hold it. You'll sit there suddenly and it'll go, oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, but remember that this is a child out of the family environment. It's a friend environment. It might be a friend. No, I'm not going to say I'm going to say it's a friend that you've lost touch with. Okay, it's that family. It's one of those families, but she's still around. She's saying, love to hear you singing again. Okay. The gentleman just wants to give you his affection. He wouldn't have called it love. He would have said, my affection is always there, even though I didn't really show it, but it's there. He wants me to give you working tools. He wants me to give you woodwork tools. Okay? Yeah. Get them moving. Okay? He wants to throw the blanket off of you and come out of the darkness. Find the light. And with that, I'm going to leave his love with you, okay? Because otherwise he's going to make you cry. Yeah. And he'll make me cry too, because he's getting emotional. Okay? Lovely. Thank you very much. That's a good one. Right, number 1. Okay. Where am I going? Oh, it's you, isn't it? It's you again. Okay.
Sorry, everybody. It seems to happen.
This happens. Sorry, I've moved from the camera.
That's all right. You're still there.
No, I'm still there. No, I'm still there.
She's keeping an eye on you.
Lovely. Well, it's not Dad. No. You can forget that. He's had enough of you. Yeah. Mum knows how much of a... No, I won't say it, but you know what I mean. Yeah. He's a little bit cross. But he's actually sending a young man in to tell you about it. on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Because the young man is someone you used to talk with all the time.
Yeah.
And he would actually be the one that would have put you right, but you would have done what you wanted anyway.
Yes.
Okay. But he's actually saying, on this occasion, you were right.
Thank you.
You are right. Things are just going to explode. Be warned.
Yes.
Be warned. And he's quite stern.
Mm.
He could be quite stern, couldn't he? Yes, I want to place him as a brother.
Correct.
Thank you.
He never touched the earth.
No.
He's
watched you
yes.
from day one.
Yeah.
Day one. And you've always known he's been around.
Yes.
Especially when you used to kick that can down the street and everybody got so cross with the noise.
Oh, I used to make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
In various different fashions.
Yeah. He's saying that I've got 3 again. I've got 3. So what are we, January? It's February, March, April. Look out for April because things are going to be explosive, but in a really good way.
Thank you.
One that you wouldn't be expecting. Okay? Every person is going to be so thrilled for you that are with you now. Okay? I'm also getting that the spirit world are putting banners up, and it's not for me. There's banners and there's streamers and I can't see what the banners are saying, but it's one of them's rude.
Yes.
Yes, but they won't be showing that one. They'll only show it to you, right? But yeah, everything's going to be really exciting. All right, really exciting. And I'm also getting, I've now got to turn to Mum, okay? And now, Linda, I'm actually getting, you are not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with just sitting down and letting me get on with it. You are going to be as involved with it all as much as you possibly can. But his warning, Mum, is don't overdo it. Because you try to. Do what you can. That's all they want you to do. Please do what you can. But the most important thing is support and love. But you know that anyway. Okay, lovely. He wants to say he was with you at the hospital a little while back when you had an examination. And he's saying that he knows how difficult the examination was for you. But you felt someone holding your hand through it. That was him. That was him. He says, yeah, Dad never liked that sort of thing, did he? But it's all right, Mum, I was there. I was there. Okay. You've had a plant given to you recently, a new indoor plant.
Yeah.
Stop overwatering it.
It melted.
It what?
It melted.
It melted.
It melted. Completely turned to water. I melted. It was funny. Poor thing.
No wonder he's laughing. Well, get her another one.
She's got 3
Oh.
at the minute.
That's not the point, he says. You've got to get a replacement for
Be the
this
4th
one.
that's gone.
Doesn't matter. He's really having a go now. He's
I
having a go
know,
now.
brothers for you.
Yeah.
I'll get her a plastic one. At least then it won't melt.
He says there's nothing wrong with that. Look at them.
True, darling Drew.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to replace
Excuse me, I'll
it.
have a row with my brother.
Oh, funny. He's just laughing. He's just laughing. No, Why are you cuddling that bear again?
That could mean so many things. But I do know what you mean. Thank you.
You know you only cuddle that when you have a stressful time.
Yes.
This is not a stressful time. This is a celebration time.
Yes, I know.
So let's turn the mindset. This isn't me. This is him. You know this is him.
I know.
Turn the mindset round. You've crossed the line. Everything on that line is gone. Now you're on the right side of the train tracks.
Thank you.
So let's deal with it.
Yes.
And what do you do? Fun, fun, fun. Right? Bring it in. Or better still, as he says, bring it on.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. And with that, I will leave his love with you.
Thank you.
And I will warn you, he's not done yet with you. He's going to be with you for the next 3 months.
Thank you.
To keep you on track. So stop arguing with him.
Can I just tell you that, just for confirmation, the first time I ever saw him in meditation, when he first revealed himself to me, he was wearing a school uniform with a brown satchel over his shoulder, carrying a teddy bear by its arm. Thank you.
That's fine. It's a pleasure. That's a pleasure. With you, Mum, he wants to tell you, I know Valentine's is coming. I know Easter is coming. I know Mother's Day is coming. But you know what you're not allowed to do? Eat all those chocolates by yourself. Boiled sweets would be better for you, darling. He's saying, don't you forget. Okay. He's showing me humbugs. Okay. He's just showing me humbugs. He's saying the humbugs have come from Dad.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you're fed up with the flowers.
Okay.
Okay. Humbugs this week, he says. Okay. And lots of love. Always around you, you know that. You're blessed. You're so blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Okay, guys, let's have a look. Right. Where's my light bulb? I always have a light bulb when it comes up on people, and my light bulb is with the gentleman there. Is that all right? Thank you very much. Are you with this lady?
Yes.
Yes, I remember now. You came up. Yes. I do beg your pardon for not recognising who you were. I'm not a good one with faces, but I recognise you now. Okay. I've got a lady who's standing in between you. I'm being given a name of Violet. It's not necessarily her name, but I'm being given either the name or the flower Violet, the violets or Violet. Very, very old-fashioned name. She wants you to just hold that. Something significant with the name or the flower Violet is going to come up in the next few weeks. That is going to be a little sign that she's talking with me for you tonight. Okay. Right. She's coming forward on this side, so that's Mother's side. I want to place her in a really old-fashioned cottage garden. It's not where she used to live, but she used to love gardening. And her favourite place to go and visit would be old houses and especially their gardens. Like, give me a hall, some hall, Hock Hall or whatever. You know, one of the big, who?
Wimpole.
Wimpole Hall. those sort of big houses, but she would love the walled garden and the symmetry of how things were within a garden in those sort of places, and also the vegetable patches and things like that, where everything was in symmetry, everything had its place. She liked in the garden, but she was also very, very much like that within the home. Not OCD, but she always liked everything pristine and right and showy. But there was always one room in the house that was for family, that nobody else, that visitors didn't go in. If you had visitors to the house, they went into this pristine drawing room. Okay, no problem. I'm trying to get who she is, but she's coming forward. And I'm placed, here's me saying it, I'm placing her as an older generation. Okay. How high are you going, darling? You're not mother, you're not grandmother. Your grandmother's, okay, your grandmother's level. And I want to place her as an elderly aunt. One of your elderly aunts. Okay. She's coming forward because she wants to say that life for you at the moment is just slightly disorganized, that you need to get things in order over one particular situation at the moment. You need to get the papers and you need to get the legal advice, etc., etc. You need to get it all in order. And if you haven't got legal advice, it is going to go down that pathway. Nothing will be done about it legally, but you need the advice for you to be able to move forward with what you've got. Okay. She's saying it's very, very difficult when you've got to do that sort of thing for a family member that you really don't want to upset. But it's for your own peace of mind rather than you actually physically or written doing things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll put it in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we don't. Yeah. Okay. Everything's all going to turn out all right. Forewarned is forearmed, is what she's saying. You just need to be prepared. You just need to be prepared because they're going to come to their senses before you need to actually do anything. Okay. But if you feel, she's also saying, if you feel that you don't need to do anything, then fine. But you will panic when you feel that you have to. Okay. So it's basically you just do it when you feel you need to. All right. But everything's going to be all right with it in the end. 2, 3. This time next year, there's a big celebration coming for you. There's a celebration around a birthday. There's a celebration either January, February, March next year. There's a big celebration birthday coming up for either yourself or your wife. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You don't like surprises.
No.
Oops. Oops. Well, they might let you have a dabble in it, in proceedings, but you've got to act surprised, okay? Okay. She's just sat down and she's just giggling over that because she didn't like surprises either. She's given me the name Ivy. So look out for that somewhere along Mother's line. She's given me the name Ivy. I don't normally get names, so it's quite nice that we're getting some names. It's all flower names. A lot of your family tree on your mother's side, going further and further back, were flower names. The ladies in your family. Have a look. Yeah. They are funny like that, she said. They were funny like that. None of your Scooby-Doo and Godivers that you have nowadays, she says. What names are they? She, okay, she's showing me, you're twiddling your left foot, I know you are, but she's showing me that you have pain in your left foot, ankle, down that leg. She's saying that for a start, crossing your legs is no good because that stops the circulation, so she's starting to have a go at you, like all spirits usually do. But she's also saying that go and get that nail sorted out because it could be that's causing the... Yeah. And that's what she's doing at the moment. She's just going... You know what she means. Okay. In my day, we used to just dig it out. Yeah, but not nowadays. She's saying, get yourself sorted out. Okay. She was with you when you went out to dinner a few weeks ago, the pair of you. It's not necessarily a romantic restaurant-y type of dinner. It could probably be just fish and chips down the road. But she says, but that day that you went out and you ate out, she says, I was sat with you because boy, did I fancy what you had. Aren't peas a nuisance? But that's not the word she used. It begins with B. Aren't peas a nuisance, she says. We always used a spoon. And there's no good not eating the things that you should be eating because they're the things that are healthy. The things that you're eating are the things that you shouldn't be eating. But you know that, she says. You know that. If you want to join me, you carry on, she says. But we don't want you yet. You've got things to do. Too many things to do. Oh, my word. You've got people to meet. You've got people to meet that you are going to help in a constructive way through an organisation that you're either involved with or a club that you go to. You're going to become more and more involved with what's going on. It could be because you want to. And you do a little bit because you're sitting there going, you know what? I could do better than that. But you're not doing anything about it. So give it a go. Show them. You've got skills. Show them. Before long, you'll be doing your own workshops. And that's the word she's given me, workshops. All right? And if you want that little dog, then you need to put your foot down and get it.
Big one would eat it.
Sorry?
Big one would eat it.
Okay. You need something that's yours. Okay. I've got a gentleman that's come in. She hasn't gone, by the way. This Ivy, she hasn't gone. I've also got Lily. See, I told you they're all flower names. I've also got a Lily. She's calling out the name Lily. Don't forget Lil. Lily. Yeah, okay. But she's saying to you, darling, you need something for you now as well. You seems to have been stopped. It's funny how they talk, isn't it? You seems to have been stuck, my love. And she's going to let this gentleman take over. She's going, you tell her. You tell her. He's walking forward. I want to place him in a Navy uniform. Oh, he looks quite smart. But he didn't like it. Wasn't in there long. Didn't like it. He came out and he actually did something on the land instead. He was more suited to like land army type things during the war. It wasn't for him. He says he's forever being sick and they couldn't have him do that. So they let him go. On good He says, on good terms, thankfully, I didn't go AWOL, like a lot of people thought I did. He says, but the records will show that. But we kept the AWOL bit because it was more exciting, he's saying. So there's a little story in the family, and I want to place him on grandfather level. Grandfather level, yeah, okay. He's saying that he ended up on the land, and the thing he loved doing most of all was just ploughing up the earth and that smell, and knowing he was out there in nature. He was very spiritual himself, but in those days, for a man, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. But he did it in his own way. He showed it in healing without you realizing he was healing you. Like a lot of us do. And counselling, when people didn't realise they were being counselled and things like that. He was very sociable, very, very knowledgeable in a lot of things. And he used everything that he could to the advantage of others, but he never used it for himself. He's given me the feeling that he died before his time. I don't know how people say before their time, because you have a time when you pass. That's your contract on earth, that you die at a specific time or you go home at a specific time. But people said he died far too young, but he was ready. He was ready to go. He needed to go. But he left behind him a family that took his morals and his insights forward. And that's where you have got your insights for what you say and what you do, and your morals. It all's been brought down through the family. Okay. Keep on teaching that within the family. He's saying, don't worry about you needing certificates for this or things for that. You don't have to go on the internet and get a certificate to say that you're a healer. You don't have to do a counselling course. You do it already. Every day you do it already. So he says, follow in my footsteps. You're doing all right, girl. But, and he's coming back to what he started with, you need something for you as well. Okay, and that's what you're missing at the moment. It's almost as if the world is going on around you, but you stopped. You're running out looking after everybody else, but you've stopped. So it's time for you to pick up a hobby. It's time for you to go to a club. Even if it's just one day a week, but you need something for you. Okay, so he's saying, come on, up and at 'em. Let's go. Okay. The lady wants me to give you an apple pie. Can you smell it? Apple pie. Proper home-cooked apple pie of the old orchards. Apples don't smell like that anymore, do they? The old orchards. And it used to be, Sundays used to be her windowsill. She would have pies and cakes on the go for the family for whenever they came round for tea and things like that. She's saying, wholesome food, you need it. Not the rubbish you're eating. She's gone back to that again. And the gentleman is saying, the granddad, I want to say granddad, is saying to you, he loves you to bits, but he wants you to get your feet moving and your mind in gear. Okay, right. I'll leave their love. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, my word. Okay. Okay. How are we doing? Yeah, sorry, I'm making you work, aren't I? Oh, all right. I'm stepping over the hazard mat. I'm doing well. I am being good, aren't I?
We must thank for the hazard mat.
Yes, that's brilliant. Yeah, hazard mat.
At the very least, it tidies things up.
Yeah, it does. That's good. Okay, where are we going? What are we doing, Eric? Okay. Okay. This is odd. All right. You're going to confirm this to me. There's about 3 angels up there.
Okay.
And they are just glowing like crazy over the whole congregation here. And I'm feeling from them a great love and a great calmness. And they want to give you all the message. This is unusual. This doesn't normally work this way, does it? Okay. Let me go with it. I have Archangel Gabriel with me. Archangel Gabriel works with me on a regular basis. It's very, very rare that he actually comes and stands beside me, especially in a live service. He wants to give out some words. And I know he's there because I'm shaking. His energy is really hard. It is so wonderful to see you all here this evening in this place of worship, in this place of happiness, love, and truth. We know it hasn't been easy for you as a congregation, as a minister. But the right path is the path for all of you. You all have your own individual pathways to take. And you will. You do not all necessarily need Nick to take you on those pathways of your own individualities. But he is the one that's here now for you. He has his helpers, and I don't necessarily mean those in spirit. I mean his helpers within the earth plane here as well. There are several of you, and yes, sir, I'm looking at you, who are important to him, that are going to help him, are going to guide him, Barbara, who are going to be by his side, Samantha. He will need your help, all of you, not just the ones that I have spoken with. This world is in a difficult place at the moment. Changes are coming, but you all know that. You've all seen that with your own eyes as well, haven't you, Linda? You are all children of the spirit world. And I say you are children because you are not as old as you think you are on this earth plane. The earth plane age is just that, from the day you are born to the earth. But you have many, many years of service beyond these years you have on earth. You are all guiding lights, guiding stars. Some will go on to be keepers of other spirits. But you are all being trained now to be able to move forward in this wonderful world we call spirit. There are some of you, Barry, that have difficulties understanding what they're doing. But things are starting to come right for you. You are starting to see more of what the tanglement of your element is. Do not be afraid. We're always with you. I will leave you now. It's been wonderful for Sandra to let me talk with you. Remember, my son, you are the one, the chosen one for this particular pathway. Do not be afraid. And I will leave you with God's blessing, with divine's blessing, with the Lord's blessing. No matter what it is that you call us, we are always here for you. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. I had a feeling a message was going to come through, because that is not just only for everybody within the congregation here. It is for everybody out there. It is for everybody, anybody who can feel comfort from it. Please take the comfort. Love is a very, very powerful word. And that's what we need in this world, is it not? We need the love to keep coming through. So, thank you. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandra Shelley. Do you know, when I started this service, all I kept hearing was the song, "All you need is a love." And of course, you had to finish with that. So absolutely,
thank you.
Bless you. And, you know, this way of life is such a rich tapestry. And it's always an honour to be part of that pathway. And it's always an honour to be a part of other people's pathways. And as I always say, and as I will always continue to say, I will always be here to serve, and always will serve you and anyone who else who wants to send me a message before and after the service. And for example, tonight somebody wants me to give them guidance on how to do a closing prayer for a development circle. All I will say just briefly is the preamble. When it comes to any prayer, it's all words that matter. It's the meaning behind them that counts. So you'll have to rewind to the address for that bit. But it is about what comes from the heart that matters in everything we do. And it sounds like I'm going to be kept busy by you wonderful, wonderful people. And I really, really could not do it without each and every one of you. And I do it for you every single time. Because to be honest with you, I'm a bit of a lazy what's it, and I do, thanks mother. I'm a bit of a lazy what's it, and I like the easy route. I'd never choose the difficult route for myself, but I will choose the difficult route if it helps people. And that's what I do and why I do it. And irrelevant of anything else, I'm here for you all every single day. Not just on Thursday nights when EastEnders is on, all right? Friends, let's close this service in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to witness the truth and proof that life is eternal. and to have contact and love from all those in the world of spirit who watch over us and love us dearly. As we go out into the world, Great Spirit, we make that statement, ask that favour, and make that request as always. Do not move the mountain when in times of stress and strife. Just give us the strength to climb. Amen.
Amen.
Friends, we're about to say goodnight to our online congregation because, data's quite expensive these days. But before we do, I have one tradition to complete, and then we have some notices. So while I walk over there and disappear off screen for a second, Mother, who's the medium next week? Barbara Price! So realistically, what we're supposed to do is, on the night of the service, is ask if the medium is still okay for coming to do the demonstration next week. Are you all right to be with us next week, Barbara? Yeah. Oh, she thinks. So, so next week, Barbara Price. And if you are ever interested in wanting to win Bully's special prize, first and foremost, you've got to get your bottoms in this hall. Because you could end up with some wonderful encorset art that looks very, very, very much like that. Yep. And if you're a cheapskate and a cheat, now's the time to press print screen so you can download it. Not that I've ever done that before. So Hannah's artwork, as ever, Bully's special prize. Bully and Henry and Sam and Hannah are ready in Raffle Corner. But first off, thank you all for being part of tonight. Everyone at home, everyone who will be watching later on, all of you here tonight, to everyone who donates, to chips in time, chips in guidance and advice and effort, or just wants to just turn up and be here. That's all good in the hood. Thank you to our medium, Barbara. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hello, Barbara.
Your hair's shrunk. Your hair's shrunk. Look at that. This is a winch. Our medium for tonight, Sandra Shelley.
You can edit that out.
We're on live, darling. I can't edit it out. But there you go. Maybe for the rerun. Yeah. And next week's medium, of course, is Barbara Price. No one noticed. Never mind. I will always be the fool, but I would rather be an honest fool than a deceptive, clever person. And that is what you will always get. Every Thursday night, 7:40, arrive for 7 o'clock so you can have some healing when our lovely, lovely Tony is here, and also after the service. I'm sure there'll be more to come after what that message said, I'll tell you. And of course, tea, coffee, chat, upliftment, laughter, and quite often the occasional goof from the bloke in a dog collar up the front. Because that's what life is about. A good laugh and a good upliftment and a bit of proof of life eternal. Because let's face it, if life is indeed eternal, as we prove every week, we've got to have some fun, haven't we? Friends, everyone at home, from all of us here, 3, 2, 1, good night, and God bless you all, but you lot stay where you are.